United States has the highest adolescent pregnancy rate in the developed world. Approximately 1 million teenage girls become pregnant every year. Although health department statistics are imperfect or non-existent in many states, the best estimates made from available data suggest that roughly 32% of teenagers have abortions, 14% miscarry, while a majority, 54%, give birth to their babies. 40,000 young mothers drop out of American high schools each year. Research has shown that teen mothers are at a much higher risk of having a second child before the age of 20. All the teenage girls in this film were enrolled at the Teen Parent Program, an alternative school in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Headed by Helen Barabee, the Teen Parent Program provides for the complete needs of the mother and her infant, including daycare, medical advice, counseling, and one-on-one tutoring. Funded by a grant for the prevention of repeat pregnancies, Carol Gilligan, a Harvard professor, and Normie Noel of Shakespeare and Company visited the Teen Parent Program for 4 weeks to conduct a writing workshop. At the end of the school year, the girls shared their writing with the community.
What you don't know about me is that I think I'm too nice. What you don't know about me is that my boyfriend and I are fighting.
What you don't know about me is I'm a good teenage mom with a lot of responsibility.
What you don't know about me is that what I look like on the outside is not what I look like on the inside. What you don't know is that I still go to school at the same time, go to work, and take care of my baby. If you don't know me, don't judge me.
I had so much going for me before I was pregnant. I was doing everything. I was doing great. I was getting really good grades. I was someone to look up to. When I met Kareem, I thought that he was gorgeous. I looked at him like, oh my God, he is fine. Me and Kareem started sleeping together. After a couple of weeks, it just felt like we've known each other forever. I think I got pregnant the first time we had sex. I was in denial. I didn't want to be pregnant. All my friends would say, you're getting bigger, your stomach's getting bigger, and I'd just say, oh, I'm just eating a lot. When I told my mother I was pregnant, I had written a letter to her. I wrote saying, please don't abandon me, I love you, and I'm so sorry. She probably still has it knowing her. My mom skydives, so I asked my sister to put it in my mom's parachute bag, so she'll find it before she jumps. My mother said, are you gonna have this baby? I said, yeah. I was already 6 months pregnant. There's nothing I could do. I wasn't going to have an abortion. Knowing I was having Kareem's baby was all right for me. I didn't want to have anything to do with him.
I had asked a lot of people about him when I first found out that she was pregnant. One of the officers that's up at the high school and at the junior high, I had asked him to try to find out some information for me, if he knew the name, and just everything I heard back from different people was that he was bad news, to stay away from him. He's into drugs and always in trouble, and I hadn't heard one good thing.
If I were to meet the father of Jessica's baby, I don't think I would say a whole lot. I don't think there would be anything for me to talk about. He was older, he's got 3 other children, I don't know, probably from as many girls. I don't think there'd be a whole lot to talk about. I think I'd just go straight to physical. That's why it's best that I haven't met him. Because assault is a terrible thing. And I'm already on probation.
My parents, I don't think they weren't angry, but they were very disappointed. Like I said, I had just had so much going for me, and it was thrown in the garbage. I could never give up for adoption. Every day I would wonder where he was, how he looked, and what he was doing. I love my son to death. He's my love. Pittsfield is very boring. There's nothing for us to do. I used to just drive around in my car with all my friends and hang out at the parks or hang out at some friend's house. We don't have anywhere to go. Nowhere. That's probably why there's so many pregnant people because there's nothing else to do but have sex. I mean, there's nothing else to do. When I met my boyfriend, it wasn't really about the sex part. It was just really mostly about I had a boyfriend. It was the fact that I had a boyfriend that was so great. I was hanging out with the popular clique. I wanted to be friends with everybody who was cool. I ended up getting pregnant around the end of my 8th grade year. For the first 5.5 months, I didn't tell my mother. I was kind of hiding it from her. After a while, I ended up having to tell my whole family.
When Amy told me at 14 she was pregnant, I was pissed. Real pissed. And my question is why? Why would you do something like this?
I think it was because I was young and I was in denial. I didn't think something like that could happen to me. I didn't think I could get pregnant. I mean, it was just something that never crossed my mind. I never really talked to my parents about it. I had it in health class, but I guess it just didn't really faze me. My first doctor's appointment that I went to, I was 5.5 months. It was too late for an abortion. So my mother was going towards the adoption part.
No. We had adopted parents all set in the background. We had pictures of the parents and everything that were willing to adopt the baby.
I said, I'm keeping the baby because I can't carry a baby in me for 9 months and then just give it away to somebody. That just wasn't me.
Raise your hand.
When I met my daughter's father, I didn't really choose white or black. It was just the way it happened. I wasn't really looking at the color point of view.
Most of the teenage girls you see in the city, their babies are multiracial.
I wasn't surprised that my baby came out very light because of his father's color. Sometimes when I walk around, people ask me whose baby he is because he doesn't look anything like me and because he's so light.
Sometimes when me and my friend will go out and she'll be holding my son, people go up to her and say that, oh, your son is so cute. And I'm like, no, he's mine. Hey. I don't really mind because people don't really talk about like mixed races anymore because you see it everywhere. I mean, it's like not a new thing. When my daughter was 1.5, I met my boyfriend named Bernard.
She had a little girl with her, and I was like, who is she? She said, my daughter. But I didn't believe it. I was like, oh no, I don't think so, I was like, probably her sister or something, her little sister.
I was with him for about 3 months, and I ended up getting pregnant again. It was just another mistake. People make mistakes.
She told me that she couldn't get pregnant, and I was so stupid. I didn't even think about it.
I was on the pill, and then I was off, but I didn't think I could get pregnant. I don't know what I thought. I just wasn't thinking. When I was pregnant for my daughter, I didn't want to get an abortion. Being pregnant the second time around, I looked at my daughter, and I figured that I couldn't kill a baby. That's all.
Yeah, but I also, I told Amy, I said, listen, the baby is not a baby yet. It's just, it's like a development, so it's not a baby yet. You just got pregnant, and it's just a little egg that is growing, and if you do an abortion, you will be so fast that letting the baby grow inside of you, and it's gonna, the process will be harder. As soon as we knew it, I said, let's do it. She said no. My father sent me to America to go to school. Seeing his son having a baby, dropping out of school, would be a big disappointment for him.
I knew my boyfriend would be supportive of me, so we both decided that it would be okay for us to live together and raise this child together. He helps me raise my daughter now because my daughter's father is in the Army.
Amy knew that I was, I will be able to support her. And that's why this is what I thought. I didn't know if I'm right or not, but I thought Amy wanted me to have the baby because of the job that I had and who I am and everything.
I think the fact that me and my parents weren't as close contributed to the fact that I got pregnant. I didn't think they had any expectations of me. They didn't really tell me how to do things. They never gave me a path to go towards. Having a baby turns your whole life around.
You have to grow up so fast.
What are you doing? Getting married? Yeah.
I was going out with John for 3 years. I was on the birth control pill. I missed it for 4 days. And in those 4 days, I got pregnant. And I told him, I said, John, I'm pregnant. He started crying. He hugged me. He told me everything will be fine. I'll be there for you, Sherry. We're going to raise this baby together. When I was 4 months pregnant, he called me up and he said to me, Sherry, I think we should just be friends. And I said, why do you think we should just be friends? He told me that he didn't want to be with me at all, that he would take care of his baby and that he will take the responsibility, but he didn't want to be with me. When he broke up with me, it was just like the world was on my shoulders. I had to deal with it. I cried all the time. I never heard from him. When I was 8 months pregnant, I called John. I said, John, we have to work things out. We have to be a family. This went on for about, I would say about 3 months, 3 to 4 months. After that, he called me up and he said, Sherry, why don't we go to counseling? I said, that's fine. We started counseling. Everything worked out really well. We got back together after the baby was born. John apologizes every day for what he did to me when I was pregnant and how he hurt me. And I mean, he looks at Leah every day and he even apologizes to her. I mean, it's so funny, but he does. He is a great dad. He is the best dad. I couldn't ask for a better dad for Leah. My dad left me and my sister and my brother when I was about 7 years old. I would wake up every day and know that my real dad was not there or around. And I didn't want Leah to feel the same way I felt. I wanted her to wake up and be able to be happy and know that both parents are there for her.
CJ is the father of my baby, and we've been going out for 3 years. When I was 16 years old, I really wanted to have a baby because all my friends had babies, and I sort of planned it in a way because I didn't take any birth control, so I knew it was going to happen. I wanted a baby because I'd have a friend 24 hours a day, and I thought they were really cute.
My reactions to Shayla telling me she was pregnant were very good. I was happy, smiling. My life started all over again. I didn't have a father. I didn't have a very good childhood, and I wanted to have a child to have a good childhood, so I could teach him to be a better man than I could be, because I didn't have a father to teach me. I was raised by my mother and my brother's father, and there was always an emptiness.
My mother was 15 years old when she had me. My father was, I think, 17. They stayed together for 15 years afterwards and then went their separate ways because things didn't work out. My dad lives in Amherst right now, and he goes to medical school. He warned me my whole life not to get pregnant because it was so hard. And I'm the type of person that does whatever I want to do because I have to learn on my own. So when I got pregnant, he didn't accept me at all. He totally disowned me, and to this day, he doesn't want anything to do with me. He thinks I don't deserve to have a father because I didn't listen to him, and he was supposed to be there to protect me, and because I went ahead and did it anyways, that it's my own fault.
Right off the bat, when she was pregnant, she was going to get an abortion. And I went down to the hospital. I walked down to the hospital, and I walked in and I said, no, you're not getting an abortion. If it was up to her, he'd be dead. Maybe Daddy wouldn't be here right now, and not to be bad or nothing, but, maybe I should have just let her do it. If it was going to be all this hard to be a freaking parent, then I should have.
My mother wanted me to have an abortion when I told her I was pregnant. She said, it's either you get an abortion, you stay with me, or if you have that baby, you're going to have to go. So I picked the baby, even though I knew I was losing a family. I picked the baby over everything and gave up my life just to have my daughter right now. I got pregnant just one time when we didn't use protection, a condom. Besides that, any other time we always use protection, but I guess they always take that one time. It's just that one time. My mother turned her back on me basically the whole time I was pregnant. That night she kicked me out. I called my baby's father and told him, my mother kicked me out. And he didn't say much. He said, well, he had to go. He told me he wasn't ready. And I told him I'm not ready either, physically, emotionally, financially. But I'm doing it. I go to school, I go to work, and take care of my baby. And you're 22 years old. How can you not be ready?
That is what?
I am very angry at him. I think if I see him now, I would just shoot him. I really would. Everything he had told me was a lie. I was already pregnant when I found out about the other girl that he had been with for a while. I told her, you can have him. You guys can get married for all I care. Just leave me alone. Because I'm not the type of girl who will fight over a man, especially if he's not my husband. It's not worth it.
That's it?
My parents' relationship was bad. My mother told me that my dad was a bad person. He wasn't a good father at all. He wouldn't take care of me, and he used to beat her just to beat her. And so that's how my mother ended up, leaving my dad, because she couldn't stay in an abusive relationship.
My parents fought a lot because my dad had an alcohol problem, and my mom has a depression, and she's fighting anorexia. So basically, I never really had a childhood. It was all taken away. I never wanted to go out or anything. I just wanted to stay home. I went to the hospital when I was 16 because basically everything was all adding up. When I was in the hospital, I found out I was pregnant, and I told my parents when I was in there. I didn't get pregnant on purpose. It was an accident. I wouldn't ever have an abortion. It's against my religion. And it's really hard going to school, going to work, and raising a baby. And I know that I'm only 17, and people do look at me as like, a teenage mom. And, some teenage moms, they all think they're on welfare and whatever, but I'm not. And I work every day. I only have Sundays off. I don't see Jonathan a lot. When I'm at school, he's taken care of by the daycare. I go to work at 4 and get home at 9, so it's really hard finding time for him. When I visit the father of my baby, it starts at 2 o'clock, and you have to go in a cage-like room to check in, and then you sit down at tables, and he comes out, and there's a counter in between you, and he can hold the baby for 5 minutes, and he has to give him back. And usually we're getting along, but just times, you argue about things, about him being in there. It just gets really hard to think that he's sitting out here 11 months waiting for him. He loves Jonathan, I can see that, but I don't know if he'll change.
I have no contact with my son's father. He is in jail right now. He was out of jail for a while, and he didn't call or show up to even see how his son was doing. I prefer it this way because I don't want him floating in and out of my son's life, messing his head up. In the writers group, we did all sorts of writing exercises. For example, we had to write a letter that we would want to give to our baby's fathers. Not actually give it to them, but just get our feelings out of how we feel and how we'd want to just kill him. Kareem, I hate you. You are the most horrible man I have ever met. I never wanted to have sex with you in the first place. When we first met, you were so kind, but you changed so quickly. Why couldn't you have stayed the same? Maybe we could have raised our son together.
Dear Bernard, I wanted to let you know I am very happy, but I am also very unhappy. I wish we could take this relationship to another level. I'm tired of the rumors. I'm tired of the lies. I want a picture-perfect relationship. I want so much more than I have at this point.
Okay, this is the bad one. So when I went to write to him, Dear Bernard, I hope you did not sleep with my friend. Okay, I don't understand why my friend would say such things to me. I'm not sure what to believe, but I hope to God you care too much for me to be so stupid. This just makes me really mad because I want to kill somebody right now.
I'll consider myself as, anybody, like Bill Clinton. He got a family, he's got a job. I have a family, I have a job. And I would do the same thing too. He's raising his family, and I have to do the same, and everybody should do the same, you know?
The letter that I wrote was kind of nasty, but I guess things are working out right now. They're going really good. He supports me really well. I mean, he helps me, he pays bills, he takes my daughter to the doctor, he watches my daughter. I mean, he's really supportive.
I have to do it. That's the way my father raised us, and my mom she was a teenager too when she met my father. My father never ran away. He stayed there for my mother. We were both young, you know. He stayed there, work. Now he's doing fine, he's doing better. You know, so I have to follow his track.
My baby's father just basically gave her $20 for like the whole 7 months that she's been alive. He will call every now and then, and I've told him a baby does not live on air. If you really want to see how she's doing, send her money. Anybody can dial that number and say, how is my daughter doing? But it takes a real father to really do something for your daughter. Andre is not my daughter's father, but he's been taking care of me since I was 2 months pregnant. He's basically been a father figure to my daughter. Andre is my best friend for life. He's a real friend. When you have no one to turn to, you have no one to listen to you, he's always there to listen and to talk to. He really has a big heart, and I thank God for sending him to me, because I don't know what I would do without him.
In terms of responsibility on the baby, I'd have to say Shayla takes care of him most of the time, because I'm either working all week or I'm usually doing something. Most of the time it's working. I install carpets and tiles and linoleums and hardwood floors. I get paid pretty good. I make about $300 to $400 a week. On a slow week, I make about 2 to 3.
My first job was at McFarland Office Products. It was a desk job, boring, didn't like it. Moved to Burger King. I got sick of that. Went to Rave, the clothing store. I didn't get along with my boss, so moved on to Pretzel Time. It was just a quick little job in the wintertime just to make some extra money. Then I went to Bonanza. I had to wear a stupid outfit and a stupid hat, and I looked corny. I got out of there smelling like meat and potatoes. So then I got a job at Edgeco Nursing Home. I love the elderly. They're wonderful. And Alzheimer's patients, I mean, you could just sit there and listen to all their stories because they'll come up with anything. I've always been working. I've always wanted to make my own money. I don't like taking money from other people like my mom or anything, because then I gotta pay her back. Might as well make my own. Then I don't gotta pay anyone back.
I worked in housekeeping. I worked a lot of hours. After school, I would go in from 3 to 9 almost every day because I needed the money. When I had Leah, I had to stop because I didn't have no daycare or no babysitter. I wanted to go back, but I really couldn't.
I think we should have waited because there's a lot more to life than just hurrying up. I'm only 20 and I feel like I'm already, 30, 40. I feel like I'm growing up and there's not much left to do in the world.
We lived together for 5 months. We took some space because we weren't getting along at all. 6 months later, and he still hasn't learned anything. He hasn't learned how to help. He hasn't learned, how to be a real father. So I think I might give him some more space.
Everybody thinks I'm such a bad father because I never see him. I never see him because she never brings him over here. If I could take him and raise him all by myself, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I take him for weeks, I take him for weekends. All by myself, I can do it. I know I can. If I break up with her, then she's gonna use the kid to, get back at me. She's gonna say, well, no, you can't see him. She's gonna say, you can only see him but when your mother's around for supervision and everything. If I needed supervision, I wouldn't have had him.
She just gotta hear it.
She's gotta hear it one way or another, man.
Well,
Hey, say what you gotta say, man.
If
Because you can't say the
I
relationship.
didn't have a baby with her, I wouldn't be with her right now. I really wouldn't. You know, there ain't no point in us being together if we can't get along.
The fights I had with my mom were, I wanted everything my way. I wanted to be able to come in when I wanted to come in and do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And she didn't allow that. She wanted me to come in when she wanted me to come in and just to follow the rules. And I didn't want that at the time. But I think when I got pregnant, we really got close. Because she was there for me the whole time. She did everything I needed her to do for me and with me. I could tell her everything.
At 17, I had my son David, and I didn't get to go to the prom because I was home with the kids and married.
Cheer, you
The back looks so nice. You look like a movie star. Can you walk like one?
Can you act like one? Probably not.
Yes, she can.
Don't look bad.
No. You look excellent.
You're beautiful.
Excellent day.
Alright, we gotta get going.
Okay.
So we have to go.
I want to get a couple pictures.
Hey, no matter what,
What's going on?
you're supposed to have fun tonight. So have fun.
I know.
Okay, don't
Where is
worry about
John?
everything so much. Hey, I love you.
Get the camera thing and Sherry's bag. Where are they? Oh, my bag's in the car. I'll get the camera case.
Have fun. Come here. I don't trust John right now. I still don't trust John, and I know he don't trust me neither. I mean, we have a little bit of trust, but it's not like the beginning, how we had all the trust in the world.
You guys going to a hotel?
Sooner or later, our trust will be back the way it was in the beginning. It's just, we need to work on it a little more. I mean, it's there a little bit, but not how I want it to be there.
The prom in Pittsfield is supposed to be a fun thing, but it wasn't fun for me. I found someone to go with, and he backed out, so I didn't go to the prom.
Well, why don't you go try it on?
He told me the day before that he wasn't going to go, so I didn't have any time to find someone else to go with, so I had a dress that was altered to fit me and nowhere to go in it. I went and watched the prom. What fun. But didn't get to go in because I didn't have anyone to go with. I sat home with my son and did nothing because of that freaking idiot.
Just like him. Oh my God. Without the teen parent program, I probably wouldn't have graduated. I probably would have had to drop out. I am so proud I did it.
I personally think it's a great idea for teen mothers to go to school and talk to the younger kids about it. I had someone come and talk to us when we were younger, but apparently it didn't do me no good. I was just in the back row. That will never happen to me. Doodling on my paper.
I didn't think I was going to get pregnant or be in the situation that I am right now. I was just a normal teenage girl who thought that nothing could faze me and nothing would happen to me and nothing bad could happen to me. He just ended up being my boyfriend, and then we just got stuck together.
What do you mean we got stuck together? I was nice to you.
I felt that as if I had a baby, it would change things. It would make my life a lot better. Not only in my relationship with CJ, but with my friends. You know, it'd bring my popularity up because people would be like, hey, she's got a baby, and that's cool. And CJ and me and the baby would be a family. So I thought that it'd work out in all corners of my life, but it really hasn't. It's stressed my life out, and it's made things a lot more difficult. Me and my sister are two totally different people, and now that she's an aunt, she can see how hard it is because I give her things to do. I don't think she'll turn out the way I did. She's into a totally different direction.